All right, what's going on, man?
What's happening?
We're already live. We're doing this. So,
Doing it live
yeah. Um, what'd you end up doing the rest of the night?
tonight.
Yeah.
Oh, we just watched some TV shows with the wife.
Okay. Yeah, we finished. So we finished Far From Home, Spider-Man Far From Home. Sick, dude. Uh,
Yeah.
they're
Do you think it
both.
was better than Homecoming or
I think it was better than Homecoming. Um, Homecoming, it wasn't slow. It was just kind of. Um, I don't know how to explain it. It's kind of weird. It was like a lot of out of suit stuff, I guess, which
yeah,
is fine. But I feel like Far From Home, there's a lot more um, twists, and I guess there's a better plot.
for sure.
It was pretty sick. Obviously, not gonna spoil anything for anyone else, but the ending just blew me another way. Seriously, literally every single Spider-Man we've watched, the plot twists have been insane. I mean, we were just talking the Amazing Spider-Man 2. Me and Heather were like jaw dropped on that, and this one had a nice twist. Homecoming, can't remember.
There's a twist. Well, you kind of find it out well, I guess wait. I mean, you kind of already know.
What's gonna happen? Yeah.
Yeah, you
So
figure out kind of the twist earlier on.
right, but if you've seen the first three or the first one, you kind of know what the twist is gonna be. So yeah, overall, man, we watched the Amazing Spider-Man 1, Amazing Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man Homecoming, and Spider-Man Far From Home now. And my wife's not even into superheroes, and she's been having a blast with it. But so that's been awesome. It's always great to nerd out with your wife or your significant other. But did you end up playing any Switch this weekend?
Yeah, I did play a little bit.
What'd you play?
Played some
Pokemon.
Pokemon
Yeah,
Brilliant
yeah,
Diamond and
yeah.
Shining Pearl. It's just a lot of fun. Like I kind of said last time, it's not the best or most in-depth remake, but
Mm-hmm.
it's enjoyable and it's a good time.
Yeah, I didn't play any video games this weekend. Um, Before we get into anything else, we can pop in. Welcome back for those of you who are watching. This is gonna be our second week in a row, so super stoked about that.
Back
So
on track.
back on track as always. I am Cobsy. This is
I'm
Drolly.
Drolly.
Yep. So we are True Nerds. Um, we had a discussion last week instead of just doing this, not awkward, but typical intro. We just kind of wanted to go back to our roots on how we just have phone conversations. So literally hit the Zoom call, did a test run, audio sounded great, and we just hopped in as if we were on the phone. So we haven't talked in a few days, so this is gonna work out great. We had one conversation, but so yeah. Anyways, I didn't play any video games this weekend, but all week just back on Halo, man. Super stoked. I got my statue in. You've already saw that. If you're in the Discord, you already saw that thing. It's a 10-inch Master Chief. Thing's a freaking beast. It was $70 at Best Buy. It's made by Dark Horse Comics, super reputable brand. But at Best Buy points, spent $35. Stoked about that. It came in the box is huge. I don't have it down here. But I was gonna ask your opinion, man. I already did once, but you never answered me. Do I open it or do I keep it sealed?
Ah, man, that's a tough one. Do you have like a place to display it?
I do not right now, and that's why I was talking to
Okay.
Heather. I'm like,
Keep
maybe
it
I
in the
should just keep it
box.
in the box, yeah, because I've made that mistake before. I've opened it, actually with East Nine. I don't think you're familiar with the East series. It's on PlayStation, Nintendo Switch, and now it is on PC as well. But East has been around forever. It's considerably the original hack and slash RPG, action
Mm.
RPG um, that came, Japanese style over to Americas and got popular. But I had my collector's edition and I bought it for the Switch because I don't have a PlayStation, and the game was horrible on the Switch. Super great on PlayStation and PC, so I'm actually going to play it on the PC. But I'm
Okay.
kicking myself in the ass because I opened it. I had this awesome box. I opened it, but Oh well, I mean, some of those collector's editions you almost want to display. Take stuff out, display it, but it's just yeah. Look at that. So backstory. That's the Halo 3 Legendary Edition helmet. I don't think you came to Midnight Release with me, did you?
No.
I went with Ryan Hughes and it might have just been him. I can't remember, but anyway, so we get the Legendary Edition, and in my early 20s moving, where I got sick of moving shit, I think I just threw it away, dude. I think it's in the garbage.
Yep.
So that is one of my biggest regrets as far as like collecting goes.
Funny thing is, this is Ryan Hughes' helmet.
How does that even?
He didn't want it anymore.
So
Yeah.
you
He's
never
like, I
even
hate the game. I'm sick of it. Like, it's not Halo 2. I
Yeah,
don't like it. I was like, dude, I love it. I'll buy it from you.
that's crazy. That's hilarious. So you never even got the Legendary Edition. You just got the helmet.
No, I didn't even think I like the legendary editions were like just coming out, or Microsoft was just starting to bundle those big editions, right? So it was this, and then there was Gears 3. You could get or Gears of War or Gears 3. You could
I
get
think
the
it was Gears 3.
chainsaw.
You could get the chainsaw, yeah, and then the statue where the guy's kneeling down and he's got the dog tags over his rifle.
Yeah, so they were just kind of coming out. They're obviously really expensive, didn't have like a ton of money. But after it had come out, I was just kicking myself for not getting it. And so then when, Ryan didn't want it, I was like, yeah, I'll take it.
That's
And
awesome.
the wife has talked about me getting rid of this thing like 10 times. I was
No,
like, nope, not
I would.
happening.
I looked them up and they're like $100. Like it's almost tempting to buy one because they're super nice.
They are.
And you can actually take the helmet off of the stand, which is
Holds
cool.
about like 2 or 3 game cases.
I guess growing up, I didn't realize that's what it was for.
Mm-hmm.
I just stored a bunch of random. I don't even think I stored anything in there.
Funny thing is, this is where I stored Grand Theft Auto 4 because my parents wouldn't let me play it. So I borrowed it from a friend and put it in the helmet so they wouldn't see it.
That's hilarious. They never came into your room and like, "What are you playing? Why are you shooting random civilians?"
Nah, I played it at night when they were all asleep.
Oh my god! If your parents ever watch this, which they probably won't, but that'd be hilarious.
The funny thing is, I didn't even like the game that much. I got like 13% and I was like, it was okay.
Yeah, Grand Theft Auto is one of those things where it's fun if you just have nothing to do. And this is my opinion. Obviously, it has a huge following, but you have nothing to do and you just want to run around and see how many stars you can get or this or that. But
Yeah. Well, I think it was like just a cultural icon back in the like PlayStation 2 era.
yeah, open
You know,
world.
yeah, just massive juggernaut of a game and really new concept, and like everybody loved it. And I think I would have liked it back then too, but the fourth one,
Yeah, the fourth one wasn't that great. 3 was good.
yeah,
San Andreas was phenomenal. I played San Andreas way more than 3, and then 5. I love the online. I never beat the game, but obviously 5 is still going on. They're still selling. I forgot how many millions of copies they've sold. It's insane. Rockstar's just rolling in the cash on it. But yeah, so I got my got back to Halo. Got sidetracked as always. Got my statue. I did something I'm not proud of, and I haven't told you this. You know how I was going back and forth on Game Pass or Steam?
yep.
So tonight, I downloaded it because you can download Halo Infinite Campaign on Game Pass to early install. So I do it. And obviously it makes another shortcut on my computer. It's a whole other 28 gigs. So it literally doubles the gigs you already have.
Yep.
And I went on and it literally opens up the same menu that it would for Steam. And then it makes you transfer your profile. Like you have to re-log into your profile. I'm like, okay, that's a little annoying. So then I closed it out and then I went back to Steam to see what it did. And then made me log in back to my Steam profile. I'm like, you know what? Fuck this. And I bought it on Steam. As stupid as that sounds, like, I don't know. It just bugs me.
Well, it would be annoying, like logging into Steam and then when you want to go play the campaign, having to log back into the Microsoft thing and
Yeah, it doesn't make you log into Steam. It just makes you log into your Microsoft account every time.
yeah,
Which again isn't that big of a deal. But I'm like super, I guess, nitpicky about stuff like that. Like it just bugs me. I'm worried I'm gonna lose like my settings or something after spending all that time on my controller settings, or I don't know, because it literally
for
makes
sure.
you, it transfers your profile and updates it every single time. So you can actually have different settings on your Xbox app versus your Steam
Oh,
game.
okay. Yeah.
Because when I transferred, remember I played the first 3 hours on the Xbox app
Mm-hmm.
and then played Steam, I had to redo all my settings. So you have two different,
Yeah.
even though
Sure.
it's still an Xbox account, it's, I don't know. So it pissed me off, and I ended up buying it on Steam. Not proud of it, but at the end of the day, like, you know me, I like tracking stats and stuff. So the more hours I put into it, I'd almost feel annoyed if it was split. Kind of like how Destiny and PC hours were split. You know, it's like
Mm-hmm.
you just want to see that big number sometimes.
Oh, for sure. Or my friends, yeah, like Buzzy would be like, "Oh,
Well, you only
dude,
got
I've played more
500 hours.
hours than you
Yeah,
in Destiny 2." And I was like, "Yeah, just on PC, but I play it mostly on Xbox because that's where my clan's at, so
right.
can't go off that number."
Yeah, it just sucks to, you know, eat $63, but it is what it is. Because either way, I was gonna, you know, I'm happy with the game, and I've always said this. I'm happy to give developers money if they give a good product. So hopefully the campaign's good. The multiplayer I've already spent well over, or I've already earned. The campaign has earned $60 in my, or the excuse me, the multiplayer has earned $60 in my opinion already.
Right.
I've already
Yeah,
got
for
$60
sure.
worth. Um,
And I think if you like the gameplay of the multiplayer, I think the game to game or gunplay of the campaign isn't going to be much different.
dude, I'm so excited. It is the 5th. We have 3 more days.
Yo,
Like I'm super stoked. My plan is, and I hope you're down for this, I want to beat it solo. Like, you know, you beat it solo, I beat it solo. Obviously, we have to. There's no co-op, and then go in and play on, you know, heroic or legendary together. I'll
yeah,
probably play
for
on
sure.
heroic single player, honestly, and then go in and play legendary together and start doing that whole thing. So
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure. I might just do like normal just to like get through it the
hmm
first playthrough.
feel the story out.
Yeah. So I'm not like trying each level every time to try and then like it's stalling and taking me like a month or two to like get through the whole thing.
Right.
Um, so it might just be nice to like get through it, finish it, and then I can attempt a harder challenge later on.
I'm gonna laugh if it's because they're going back to their roots. If it's as difficult as like Halo 2's Legendary was. Did you play Halo 2 on Legendary? Or
Mm-hmm.
it was absolutely miserable.
It
Halo
was.
3 was doable, but Halo 2 was just too much, man. Like in a good way.
Well,
Um,
I love I mean, going from Destiny and Pokemon, like when you don't get to control the difficulty,
mhm.
like it sucks. I hate it. I like adding that level of difficulty. I mean, with Destiny, like in D1, you used to be able to play like hard mode for each of the campaign missions, and they took that away.
Mhm.
There's no like hard mode on strikes or anything. There is obviously like nightfalls, but I don't know. They're different. Sometimes you just might be nice to have like a little bit more of a challenge.
Yeah, no, I think they just. I mean, realistically, they just added, you know, HP, bullet sponge stuff in Destiny. Can
Yeah,
you hear? Can you hear feedback right now? Can you hear
yeah,
stuff right?
yeah. A
Okay.
little bit. It's
Hold
not
on.
like
Hold on. We can just cut this part out. So I'm going to take a quick break here.
okay.
All right, and we are back. So sorry about that, family. We're just gonna rip back and ignore that last part. So we'll just edit that out. So yeah, I had kids and wife were going back to bed. So or going to bed. So I had to tell them to hush hush a little bit. So anyways, back to difficulty regarding Halo. You're talking about, or you know, I think normal's a really good spot to get the story, and then you know you can play heroic if you want, or legendary, and then you know going into the co-op scene. I think you've said this before, but you and your brother played Halo 2 um, co-op.
Yeah, yeah. It was just like it was a ton of fun, really fun memories. One of the only times that my my middle brother Ryan, we were gaming together and like broing out. Otherwise, he's pretty much like an outdoorsman and
Hmm.
plays
Oh,
games
really?
kind
I
of
didn't.
spotty.
Oh,
Oh
Ryan.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah.
I was thinking Michael for a second. So I was like,
Michael
dude.
likes his outdoor stuff too when
Hmm.
he's with family and stuff, but Ryan's
Yeah.
like all about it.
Hmm. Yeah. So, yeah. Hopefully the campaign doesn't let us down.
Yeah, I'm
Honest.
just like the story. I don't know how engaged I will be in the story from what I've kind of seen in the plot. It's like there might be some really cool twists,
Hmm.
but the main enemy that we're going up against, or the main bad guy, I'm just not really.
So
It doesn't like.
does it tie into Halo 5? Because I haven't yet to watch anything on Halo 5. I played Halo 4 and it was so bad. Or it was an absolute worst. I mean, I got through it, but I just kind of laughed at most of it. And then my buddy said Halo 5 is about 10 times worse and super short. And I was like, I'm not even going to play this shit. So do you know if it's supposed to tie in with Halo 5 or?
Not really. Um, I think it kind of like picks up kind of somewhere where Halo 5 left off. And the real big thing is just the mystery of where's Cortana? Because there was a devolving relationship in Halo 5 with that.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously, classic Halo, Master Chief is found or wakes up, right? He's kind of in a little bit of a new setting and then kind of goes after it. So it
Yeah.
doesn't, Halo 5, I don't think really ended in a cliffhanger or
Okay.
anything.
Yeah. I'll have to
Um,
watch a recap.
yeah,
I was going to ask you, though, have you read any of the books?
no, I want
Dude,
to though.
dude. So Austin um, let me listen to. He has. Sorry about that. He has every single Halo book almost on audio, and I
Let's go.
listened to The Fall of Reach. And if you read any of them or listen to any of them, dude, The Fall of Reach is so good because it's about Master Chief becoming who he is. So
Yeah.
literally from kindergarten, or very very young age. Can't remember exactly how old he is. I think it's like kindergarten age to where he is now. They talk about everything the Spartan 2 program is involved in, how many people survive, like the true strength of Spartan 2s, and like,
Yeah.
yeah, dude, it's insane. Like, I won't
I think
spoil anything because
I
you
think I'll
need,
have to check that out.
dude, it is so good. And like I just listen to stuff. I think you do too on my rides into work, and I got through the book, and I'm like, dude, it just gives you even more respect for the franchise in general. And so I actually reached out to Austin. I'm like, hey man, I'm gonna listen to the next one because the next one's the Flood. So then that's Halo 1 start.
Yep.
So the Fall of Reach is because Master Chief wasn't on Reach when Reach fell,
Okay.
like
Yeah.
officially fell. But he was off doing another mission that had a big involvement with trying to save Reach. But so the next one's right when he wakes up in Halo 1, and I'm like, I need to get back into this. So I really want to listen to those on my way into work. So I highly recommend it, man. Super super good. And I'm not a huge audio or book guy anymore. I used to be, but you can do the Fall of Reach because just seeing like how he became who he became, and some of these character like Captain Keyes. I don't know if you remember him from the
Yep.
yeah, he's Lieutenant Keyes, like and it's just cool, man. So
That's awesome. I
uh,
mean, the Halo like expanded lore when you really dive into it is just phenomenal.
mm-hmm,
And they do a really good job of giving you a story in each game, but it doesn't always touch on the lore of everything
mm-hmm,
and really dive deep. You kind of have to do your own outside research because
right,
I've watched a few video recaps or Halo, the whole story of Halo kind of dives, and there's a lot going on. And actually, unfortunately, Halo 4's campaign was so bad, but the story of it ties deep back into the lore. um and so like it should have fit perfectly, but just You know,
The
three
delivery
four threes
method.
for just didn't quite deliver and didn't give us that background and explanation for us to appreciate it.
Hmm.
It really just kind of threw us in the middle, and you're kind of just like disoriented, didn't understand what was going on, didn't feel like Halo, even though the lore of it was deeply rooted in.
Yeah, because it's essentially um not the species, but the race who created the rings. That's what the game's all about. That
Mm-hmm.
specific game goes back into that lore, correct? If I remember right.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So they could have ran with that. They could have ran, but I mean, obviously not everyone gets nerded out like we do. But um, yeah. So one thing I did notice too. Um, I'm not trying to make this all about Halo, but I'm super stoked. Um, on YouTube, dude, there's like 5 Halo movies. Did you know that, dude?
No, I knew there. I've seen like the one Halo movie that came out with four.
Yeah. So that there's a Fall of Reach animated series. It's literally the Fall of Reach. I think it's an hour and 10 minutes long. And it actually shows Master Chief as a child, or John,
Okay,
dude.
yeah,
Yeah, and the one I found was free on YouTube, so full
I'll have to
length
check.
film.
Have to
Um,
check that out.
and they have a couple other ones.
I know they've
Um,
been they've been trying with Halo for years to get like a movie or a live action or an animated series or anything going. So like they had the Forward Until Dawn movie.
yep, I'm actually rewatching that because I kind of think I watched it like years ago. I remember the opening area
Mm-hmm.
sequence, and then I don't think I understood what the movie was trying to do. I
It's
guess
trying to set up the Halo 4 campaign. Like it
right,
picks up right where the campaign starts.
right, and I noticed that, but the Spartans, or not the Spartans, the UNSC people training, I'm like, I didn't understand what they were doing, so I just kind of shut it off. This was years ago.
Yeah.
I don't know. I
I
thought it.
believe they were just like in basic training kind of a
Mhm,
deal,
right.
and their base gets attacked, and Master Chief shows up and saves them, and
See, I didn't even
that
get to that part because I thought this was just a super low budget film where these were like the Spartans. I'm like, this shit's stupid. And then I turned
yeah,
out, but now that I'm watching it again, I understand what's going on. Because when I watched it, I was, you know, like
it
18 or
was
something.
yeah, right, and it was a little like subpar, like okay, kind of a deal, but the end I think does make up for it. It
Okay.
kind of leaves you with that like, ooh, let's go, and so that leads right into the to where the game picks up and makes a little bit more sense, and there's a little bit of that cohesion there,
Hmm.
which was cool. Yeah, just like didn't really like captivate you, or
Yeah.
some of the
Now it
visuals were.
is. Now I'm like super like I really when you get in the mood for Halo,
Yeah, and
I
then they
really.
also tried to do like a TV series for Halo 5,
Hmm.
but I only made it like 3 or 4 episodes in, and I was like, this is too slow.
See,
Nothing's really going on.
that's the funny thing, man. Because like I'm a Halo fanboy, even though I fell off during 343. If they did it right, it should have drawn
Yeah,
so much hype, and they obviously did something super bad.
yeah.
I
So
mean,
hopefully the new one is, it's tied up with a streaming service. Is it Paramount Plus or HBO or Stars or
wait,
something?
what do you mean a new one?
They're coming out with a new series, live action.
I know that. Did you tell me that? Did we talk about this?
I think we talked about
I
that.
don't think we talked about this.
Maybe not. Maybe I was just talking about somebody else. Yeah,
Yeah.
they got a new thing coming out. I think they announced that it was going to be on Paramount Plus, which is kind of a bummer because that's like the one service I don't have.
Does anybody own that? I've never even heard of Paramount
You
Plus.
haven't? I heard they've got good stuff, but they've got like SpongeBob and a few other
You
decently big hitters.
SpongeBob is what you just told me, and you expect me to buy
SpongeBob's
that shit.
great.
I mean,
SpongeBob's
SpongeBob
good
was
shit.
good. SpongeBob was a good
Last
one.
about a year ago, I went back and was watching SpongeBob from like season 1. It's a great show.
Dude, I used to watch that show when I was sick at home in like elementary school.
Yeah,
Um, well, that's cool.
yeah, but they're doing a live action, and I guess it's got a much bigger budget because so
I mean, yeah,
hopefully,
hopefully it's good. Enough Halo. It's a lot of Halo talk. You played Pokemon. I didn't play anything else.
Mm-hmm.
Did you get your
Yeah,
Christmas tree up?
we did. We actually got it up like the week of Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we just have like a fake tree, but
Dude, you gotta do the real one. So we
I
got
know
we.
we've always had one a fake one just because we've had like an apartment and other
Mm-hmm.
stuff, and this year just we just wanted to put like something up and see how it worked. Um, and it's just easy. It's got the lights like built into it, and so you just plug it
Dude,
in and
I'm telling
lights
you.
up.
So we have a fake one, and last year we did only a fake one, and it's not the same. I know it's a huge pain in the ass, man, but
Yeah.
um, just the live tree and the smell in your house,
Oh, for sure. That's my
totally
favorite
worth it.
smell.
You can
Whenever
actually,
Maddie's like, what like candles scent do you want? I'm like, pine tree.
hell yeah, dude, you should surprise her with one. So I actually surprised Heather earlier this week because we went and looked at trees on Monday, and yeah, this Monday. And there's a tree shortage because of COVID last year.
Yep.
Everyone wanted a freaking tree. And so I go, normally you spend $40 on a tree. And I went into the lot and 80. I'm like, dude, no way am I spending $80 on a tree. So we passed. And then I was like, oh, I guess we'll just do a little dinky fake tree. Because ours isn't like a full size fake tree. It's just a
Yeah.
littler one, like a, I'm looking at, it's like a 5 foot one.
Okay.
So we put that in the kids' playroom, and I'm like, I kept thinking to myself. But anyways, I ended up going in. I got a tree in a different city, a smaller city. Our hometown. It was a lot cheaper.
Nice. Yeah.
$60, which still sucked, but surprised the kids and the wife with it, and so everyone's super stoked. And just the smell, and it just feels so much more like Christmas. Real quick, you can actually buy these little things you hang from your tree, your fake tree, that smell like pine. I
I
saw
will
them
definitely
at
have
I
to
saw them
look
at
that
Target.
up.
They're like, I think it was like $7 for a 4 pack of them. They're like
Okay.
literally super. I can't see what I'm doing, but super. They're only like this wide.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, like this long, and you just literally hang them. They're the evergreen color, and you can just hang them in the tree. So
Oh yeah. I'm gonna have to look at that. I mean, Maddie and I did like just a beautiful job of decorating it. So we have like both of our ornaments that we've like grown up and like gifted with, and then she went out to Target and got some other ornaments that were like red, white, and gold. And
hmm
she like placed it all strategically.
oh,
I
you
mean, it
didn't
looks
help her?
like she did that portion. Like
Okay,
we put our like ornaments on, and then she did the finishing touches. But I mean, it looks like you'd see it professionally done up in a store or somewhere.
that's awesome. Yeah, Heather
And
did
so
a
it feels very Christmassy.
That's good. That's good at least. I guess I'll let it slide this year until actually you need to come over this week. And you can see the real tree when you work on my computer.
Hell yeah.
Um, but yeah, I'll let it slide this year. But
Next year we'll do a real one.
right, dude, you should definitely do it. You know what we should do is we should just all go together and go cut real ones down.
Ooh, that'd be a lot of
That'd
fun.
be fun. Yeah.
A good old
Um,
Clark Griswold family Christmas.
oh god, just where you just undo it, blows out the windows. What day do you want to come over? So what? Yeah, tell everyone what you're doing to my computer because it's
Yeah,
super.
the BIOS battery died. The CMOS battery they call it, and that saves all of your computer's like setting, like the BIOS setting, so RAM speed, your CPU clock speed, any power settings that you have in there. Um,
Your time.
your time. Yep, that's another big one. That's a huge indicator when you're like, oh my time's wrong. Like that's the number one thing is like, oh yep, your CMOS battery died. But normally those settings will still save as long as the computer is connected to power and your power supply is not switched to like off position or anything. But so as long as it's plugged in the wall and power can flow through the system, power will get to the portions of the motherboard that needs to stay on to save that all that stuff.
So I wonder
But
how.
when you
Go ahead and say.
moved your computer
hmm
the other day, then obviously when the battery died, it couldn't save any of those settings.
I wonder how long it was dead because
Couldn't have been too long because we were just doing stuff.
it was like a dude. That was like a month ago. So Well, I guess that's not too long, but I mean, like, I wonder when it died
Yeah.
because I haven't unplugged it since then, and I turned the power switch off because I was moving stuff around, and that's when it did the restart,
Mm-hmm.
the repeat restart, like
Yep.
when your
It was
overclock does this thing.
retraining. Yeah, it
Yeah.
was retraining the RAM and stuff.
So, yeah, I mean, it's a simple 3 volt 2032, like the little
Watch battery.
yeah, the watch battery, or the size of a quarter. So it'd be super simple. And the thing with me, I probably could do it. I probably could get away with it, but I don't know. I just like having Dan here because then if I
Any
screw,
excuse to come over.
that's right. That's part of it. We order pizza, or wings, and drink energy drinks or beer, and maybe smoke a cigar.
There we go.
um, but I could do it. I don't know. It's just a comfort thing because I like Dan doing this stuff. Just
For sure. Well, yeah, and normally it's like in a decent spot, you can pop it out, put it back in, but
Mhm.
you've got the slightly smaller sized motherboard. So it's right underneath the graphics card. So you got to pull that out and, take all these other cords apart, and then it's becomes a little bit more of an operation.
Right. Um, I was gonna say something. I can't remember what I was gonna say. Oh, so this is super weird, and I wanted to ask you this. Remember when I said my second monitor would only show up as a little tiny
Yeah.
portion of my monitor when I turn on
Mhm.
the computer? Everything else would be black, and I would have to turn my monitor off and then on, and then it would fix it. It was like, because I have a 2K monitor and a 4K monitor, and the 4K monitor would, it was like the scaling was wrong. When you overclocked my computer and you got it perfect,
Mhm.
it stopped doing it.
And now it's back.
Now it's back. So do you think that my CPU is not where it should be for performance level? You know what I mean? Like, how we were talking, like, you can just feel when a computer CPU is running how it should. Do
Yeah.
you think that would have anything to do with my resolution getting, or my scaling getting pushed weird, or is it just coincidence? Because, dude, I swear to God, once that CMOS battery died, it started doing it again.
Wonder, I mean, like, not anything that I've had experience with or I can think of that anything you do with the CPU would have effect with that, or RAM speed.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe Windows is like storing some of that metadata or settings, like communicating with the motherboard, like, oh, these are the.
Oh, just disconnected for a second there. Sorry, dude. This is the night of technological issues yet again.
I know we got to get this ironed out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I can definitely like you can feel it when it's not performing its optimally,
Mm-hmm.
which I think, especially in these other tasks, I think it is. I think you're getting decent, perfectly fine FPS though in game.
Yeah. No, I have no
Um,
problems. It's just
yeah,
I don't
so
know.
you'll have to. I mean, yeah, I mean, it could very well be something linked to like the just every time Windows sets up like the BIOS settings aren't saved or something, and so
Mm-hmm.
something gets screwed up. But that's really weird that it went away when we dialed in all the settings, and then
Yeah.
it
No,
came
I
back
just
when
it
they,
was just weird.
yeah.
I figured I'd ask, man. So it could have been something. But for some reason, Zoom is being super weird right now. So honestly, we've been going for 40 minutes. So you good at cutting this out?
Yep.
Okay. So we'll get better at this. I don't know what the hell's going on. I don't know if it's like an internet connection thing. It shouldn't be. I don't know if I just need to.
I wouldn't think so,
It
but
just
maybe
says
it's
not
something with
responding.
like my video camera or my like the video feed from
No,
my
it says
camera.
me. Like
Oh,
I see all white. Um, so I see all white, and it says not responding. But then when it does that, based on how I edited the video last time, your camera stops working, but mine keeps working. So I don't know. Um, anyways, so you got an outro? Stay nerdy.
that's right, baby. Stay nerdy.
So no, seriously, we appreciate it. We say this every single time, but if you guys stuck around for this, it's great. We're just living a passion, living a dream, just talking video games, talking nerdy shit. So if you like the video, what do you do, Dan?
Comment, like, and subscribe.
That's right.